Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Erica here with another one. Thank you for tuning in. Now, if you're new to the channel, if you like any of the content on my channel, please be sure to subscribe. I do update my content every other day, and I'm always talking about new topics, new things. And again, I'm always open for suggestions as well as requests. Okay, and if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. So guys, in this video, what I want to talk about is it really narcissism or is it something else? Now, a lot of people already are aware of what narcissism is. We're aware of how a narcissist is, how a narcissist acts, how a narcissist talks, all of the behaviors of a narcissist. But how can you be really sure if it is narcissism? Now, one of the things that I do express adamantly is diagnosis. Not to self-diagnose, not to diagnose someone else. It has to be done under a medical professional, because what you may be thinking is narcissism may be something else. Now, in my channel, I have another video on the 10 different personality disorders that exist. I'm going to link that at the end of this video, so if you want to check it out, please do so. There are other personality disorders that actually are similar to narcissism, but maybe something else. And quite frankly, it could be a lot worse. So what you may think is a narcissist, it can be someone who is a sociopath. It can be someone who suffers from ASPD, someone who has histrionic personality disorder. But in this video, I'm going to give you the other disorders that are similar to narcissism. Now, we correlate narcissism with someone who's very self-absorbed, very self-seeking, and very self-serving, okay, which is true. But there are other personality disorders that have certain types of behavioral traits that actually are similar to someone who's a narcissist. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because I don't want you to think that, oh, it's just a measly little narcissist, I can get over it. And in actuality, you're dealing with someone who has something way worse. You know, sociopaths are worse than narcissists. People who suffer from borderline personality disorder, if not treated properly, can be way worse as well. So you have to be very, very careful in looking at the different behaviors of the people or the person in your environment. So without further ado, what we're just going to do is we're going to get right into it. Now, the personality disorders that are similar to narcissism fall under cluster B category, which is people who are displaying emotional, erratic, or even dramatic behaviors. Now, in order to determine the kind of traits that people are displaying, you have to really observe them. And if they're consistently displaying these types of behaviors, then chances are they are suffering from a personality disorder. Now, the first personality disorder that is similar to narcissism is Antisocial personality disorder, or ASPD for short. People with antisocial personality disorder are usually people that are sociopaths, okay? Now, sociopaths under this category are similar to narcissists, as in they're very selfish as well. They don't understand emotions. They don't understand that bonding. And much like a narcissist, they have no regard to feelings, emotions. They can't emotionally connect with other people, okay? They do antagonize, they do manipulate. They're about their own selves, okay? But they go a step ahead, all right? Narcissists, we already know how they are. But someone who suffers from ASPD or someone who is a sociopath is the type of person that gets involved in a lot of illegal activity, okay? It can be anywhere between robbery, theft, to provoking fights. They're very callous. They're very harsh. They're very, very, in some ways, scary. They don't even care about their own well-being. They would be willing to put other people as well as their own lives at risk without thinking twice about it. Sociopaths usually fall under the line of serial killers. Now, on the other hand, you may be dealing with someone who has borderline personality disorder, okay? And people who suffer from borderline personality disorder, just like those who are narcissists or who suffer from narcissistic personality disorder, they display emotional, dramatic, even sometimes erratic behaviors. Now, they feel that the world must revolve around them. And much like a narcissist or someone who suffers from NPD, they fear abandonment as well. All right. But their mental state is more unstable as opposed to someone who is a narcissist or has narcissistic personality disorder. They're in constant emptiness within their mind. They constantly feel empty. They have trouble controlling their moods. They can be very impulsive. They can act very erratic. All right. And you know what's interesting about it? I saw a Tyler Perry movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's called Acrimony. Perfect example of it. And in that movie, the Taraji P. Henson played the wife of a guy who, not going to go too much into the movie. If you guys already seen it, you already know how it goes. But, she stuck it through with him and, through the worst times. And then, boom, he made it big. But she had already broken up with him because she got tired of it. And he ended up making it really big in life, making millions. Okay. And he ended up having the life that she wanted with him at the time when she was with him. But because she had broken it off with him, he accepted it and he went his own way and did what he did. She got really crazy at the end with all of it. So definitely check that movie out. It's a good movie though. I'm gonna tell you right now. But it displayed what borderline personality disorder is and the kind of behaviors. There was that sense of entitlement that because, she saw that he was going to have all of this with someone else, she just snapped and just lost sense of reality, lost sense of, what actually is. And much like a narcissist would do when they are no longer with whomever it is, the victim that they were with, when they see that person has moved on and has decided to have an abundant life with someone else, they feel entitled to that. And they feel that they're the ones who should be the ones to have that. So, that's when they go into that whole narcissistic rage. So definitely check out the movie though. The movie was really good. I was kind of trying to diagnose it throughout the movie, and I was kind of caught in between narcissism and sociopathy, but then it actually turned out to be borderline personality disorder. And the next personality disorder is histrionic personality disorder. Okay, so much like someone who's a narcissist or suffers from NPD, they have to be the center of attention. All right, but these people do not really have genuine self-esteem, self-validation, self-love. Their self-esteem is based on the approval of others. So normally what they would do is they'll act in provocative ways. They'll dress extremely provocative, okay, to gain attention, to get the attention of others, because the opinions of others, the approval of others is what validates the person's self-worth. All right, so if you notice people that are like that they will display provocative, you have them who display provocative pictures, be it if it's online or just go outside and are just extremely provocative in their ways, that could be someone who has histrionic personality disorder. People like this display inappropriate behaviors. And in some cases, they would even threaten suicide just to gain attention from other people, any kind of attention. They have to be the center of attention, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure they get it. Okay, that's probably the closest personality disorder, borderline narcissism, than the other ones. But, the other ones display certain types of behaviors. Histrionic personality disorder displays the more, I don't want to say superficial, but when it boils down to it, people who have, histrionic personality disorder, they display a lot of what a narcissist would display, which is something that is to gain the attention of others, in that they feel that it's validating their self-worth. But more on a personal note, when it comes to someone who is threatening suicide, like I notice that people do that too sometimes. They'll display that. They'll even put it online. Like, I want to off myself. I'm not, fit to be in this world. Goodbye, world. And let me tell you something, okay? People who do things like that to gain attention, that's not cool. Not cool at all, okay? Because you actually have people who have either attempted suicide, okay? But they're not going to sit there and blast it all over the place for everyone to know. And you have people that actually went through with it. So that's really not something that should be joked about or played with, all right? Because suicide it's at an all-time high, especially when you have victims who have suffered traumatic bonding with others who have severe personality disorders or mental health issues. So that, in my book, is a big no-no. We don't do that for attention. So guys, these are some of the personality disorders that are very similar to narcissism, very similar to people who have narcissistic personality disorder. Now, just because they display certain types of behaviors does not necessarily make them a narcissist. And if you take it too lightly, then you may not really realize the true core problem of the situation. You might be dealing with something way more serious. Like I always say, it has to be diagnosed by a medical professional. And if you have someone who is not willing to get that professional help, and they're displaying certain behaviors that may be hazardous to you, your environment, and potentially dangerous, then I would strongly advise that you just up and walk away from it. Because if someone does not want to get help for a problem that they clearly have, and a problem that I'm pretty sure they are aware they have, then it's not worth being involved with. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful, okay? And I hope that, whatever it is that you are going through, or whatever it is you may have gone through, or even if someone in your environment is going through it, I hope these videos do help in deciphering the signs, red flags, learning the symptoms, learning the characteristics and the traits and the behaviors, okay? Because it's always important. Just like we go to school to learn, it's always important to be prepared, all right? So if you enjoyed the video, again, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, please leave me a comment, any feedback. I love it all. I love all feedback. I love being able to help people that I know really need it. And considering that I am taking my time out to do this, I do hope you all appreciate it. So guys, we'll see you soon. Till next time, namaste.